coming. And a big shout out to Oakley for hosting all of it. I don't think it gets much better than this. Alexis, Tara, everybody who helped plan it. DJ over here, killing it. We have a star-studded lineup. I mean, we have Olympians, professional athletes, coaches, everyone who's played at the highest level, but I think what I love the most, everyone who continues to grow the game of softball, which is why we're all here today, and who's really fun to follow on Twitter. We have Amber Pfizer, Shashelle Palacios, Nicole Mendez, Shane Knight, Aaliyah Jordan, Sam Fisher. Can we give a round of applause for everyone? We are obviously here at the Women's College World Series. This is a place and a field that many of you have played at, you've had siblings play at, and you continue to come back. What is so special about this environment here in Oklahoma City? We'll start with you and feel free to pass it down.
Yeah, I think it's just really cool just to see how many people all over the country travel to watch. I mean, obviously the teams that are playing in the World Series, but even people that just love the game in softball in general. So, like you said, you have Olympians coming back, I mean, All-Americans, professional players. So just the way it forms a community and everything is just amazing.
Thank you for putting this together. This is really cool. Very honored to be up here with these people, but I think we all understand the struggle and the grind from February, honestly from January all the way to where we're at now, and to see these girls and celebrate them, their victories, big and small, and just be a small part of helping to celebrate and just to, like Amber said, a community where we can come and reunite with some old friends, some old teammates. It's been a really special to be part of.
I honestly think my favorite part is the ability to have the best of the best and people who just love softball. I know I'm reiterating a lot of that, but I come back as an alum and I see other alum here, and then I see alums from other programs who just love the game and professional athletes, and you just see them bring in their families and all of that. And I think that's the best part about this crowd is everybody is so invested on what's going on in the field, not just for those teams, but just the sport in general.
Yeah, I think it's really cool just to see how much the game has grown, right? Like the new stand at the very top, that wasn't here my freshman year, so that's really cool to see just how much the game has grown. But kind of what they've all said, just the community that softball is, it's so small, but it's so big at the same time. I never played with Amber, but we know each other through softball. I've never played with Sash, but I've known her through softball. We've all played either with or against or just know each other, and I think it's really cool to come back and kind of see us give our all to the players that are here now, and it's really cool to see the little girls that looked up to us be able to look up to people that we consider sisters, your literal sister. So it's just really cool to see how much this game has grown and just how far softball itself has come.
Yeah, I think besides seeing the game grown, I think it's really different and really exciting to see. So for me, I got to watch the College World Series when I was a little girl. Then I got to play in it. Then I won a national championship. Now I'm here as an alum and as a fan. So it's really cool, like you said, seeing the upper decks and seeing the game grow and just how many more people are coming out to watch this game. It's just huge for the game, so I'm really excited.
I definitely have to echo everything that everybody has already said, but I think on the piece of it where we've all left the college game, it's cool to see the support that everybody brings. It could be really easy to be like, well, I'm done with it, so I'll just watch on TV, but to be here and to show up for the players that are still playing and to see all the fans and that the stadium is filled and sold out, and to show that support even past our time, I think it's really big, and what I love most about softball is that people are invested in it even long after they've graduated.
For Aaliyah, Nicole, and Shay, you guys have all won on this stage. You walked away champions. We have to give it up to them. UCLA, Oklahoma. Also, Shay was 2017 MVP player of the year. I did not forget. Don't forget. What made those teams so special? Because you talked about it really starts in September, even before February, building those championship teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team has a different story, right? So for UCLA that year, we had a really rough fall as a whole, and then we came back in January and we were like, you know what, we're gonna flip the script, we're gonna make this what we want it to be. And so from the beginning, we knew we were like, no, we're winning the national championship this year. We don't know how we're gonna do it, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we knew that that's what we were gonna do. Unfortunately, we had to play Shay, but but yeah, we made it what we wanted it to be, and so it was just such a cool experience to be experienced.
Yeah, coming in my freshman year and winning, it was almost like that was, I don't want to say the standard, but it was something that was like portrayed of, this is Oklahoma softball, this is what we do, and so it was almost like you either get on or you get off. And I was like, well, I want to compete, so I'm on, I'm here, I got it, I get it. But it's just something that like we wanted to always play for something bigger than ourselves. So like the years prior to us being there, it was play for more, from the tornadoes and things that hit more. And so just always finding something or someone to play for, rather than worrying so much about softball and trying to win a championship. I think when you put it into perspective of other people and other things, it's easier to just go out and play, because like it's not for you. People don't care about your stats. They don't care if you hit a home run or not. It's like, what are you giving them? Are you allowing the little kids to smile? And I think when you think about softball that way, of like giving back to others, giving back to the game, it's easier to play. And then if you win, you win. And it's always nice to win. But I think the championships weren't like at the top of our mind. It was, how are we going to compete each pitch, and who are we competing for? And then at the end, we came out with championships. My senior year, not so much. We tried our best. But it's just also fun, like seeing other championship teams compete, and like that's what you want. Like you want to play the best of the best, and if you get beat by the best, hey, hats off to you. But like you can't. I'm never gonna look back at my career being like I didn't give everything I had, because I did. I have blood, sweat, tears, surgeries, all of it. Like it's all worth it. So
Yeah, trauma. Trauma bonding, literally, of that 2019 game against UCLA. But I think the coolest thing, every year that I was in college, I got to go to the World Series, and seeing how it grew every year, not only just the sport and the fans, but seeing how our program, Oklahoma, grew every year, seeing how other programs grew, that was always so special. And the bigger the stage, the bigger the player, right? You live for those moments, and the bigger it got, you're like, yes, this is it. This is the moment that I want to be in. This is the moment that I live for. This is I train for in the fall, where everything is just tough and a grind, and you're dreaming about being in June at the Women's College World Series game on the line, and you're up to bat, or you're making the catch, or you're throwing the ball. And I think my freshman year, whenever I got to win, it was, I didn't know what the heck was going on. We had a really great sophomore class with Shay and them. They took their arms literally around us and said, all right, like it's just softball. Like go out, have fun, it's just softball. And then fast forward to my senior year, when I got to win with the class of Oklahoma that are now seniors looking to four-peat, I was the one who was able to put my arm around them and say, hey, like take it all in, but it's just softball. And that's what we train for day in and day out. And I think the biggest thing is the details that Coach Galso puts into it. It pays off whenever June comes around.
You all have given such great advice, and we have a room full of the next generation of softball players, and everyone who's going to be able to watch this. I want to know if you could give advice to your younger self before they went on this wild, crazy ride with the sport. What would you want to hear, and what can they hear?
Oh. Leading off with that question. They kind of touched on it, but you're playing softball. You have this amazing opportunity to go out, practice, be in the games with your teammates. I've been very fortunate to be a part of really cool programs with the national team, now with Athletes Unlimited. And, with Athletes Unlimited, that's something that you notice, and Sam, you could probably attest to this a little bit, but like, you too, Mandy, like it's when you're on a team that has camaraderie and it has like energy and you guys are buying in for each other, that's the magic, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm going to take away from my career whenever that comes to an end, is like the people that I've gotten to meet. And so, yes, you're going to have your dad telling you, hey, you could have probably been better in this and that, or, maybe that play in the 5th inning, we could have done this. Those are all learning moments, right? But look to your left, look to your right, look at the people that you're standing with, that you're going to battle with, because at the end of the day, when you're done playing well, I know I can count on any of these girls and message them on Instagram or give them a call, on FaceTime. Like, I know I can count on these people to lift me up, and you are playing such a wonderful, beautiful game, and I've been very fortunate and to continue celebrating these girls who are still playing, and, even though, we might be playing for different leagues or being able to celebrate those people and those wins is what's huge about our sport, and I think it's very unique to our sport, and I'm very blessed that I've been given opportunities to continue playing alongside these beautiful people, but it's been a really cool journey, so enjoy what you're doing even when your dad's yelling at you, because sometimes I'm looking forward to my dad calling me after the game and be like, babe, you could have done better in this opportunity. So just enjoy. I know those little learning moments, but it's been a really cool ride, so just enjoy the people that you're with.
I think that this generation of softball has just changed so much, good and bad, honestly. I think like it's kind of sad because people get, especially with the recruiting and everything like now, people get so caught up in all of the numbers and just constantly comparing yourselves and everything, and you know, the girls are losing like the thought behind like, why do I love playing softball? Do I love just showing up with my team? Like, nope, I'm not playing enough, so I'm gonna go to this team. Like, truly understand what you love about softball and what your why is. But the biggest thing is to like understand softball is just what you do, it's not who you are. So I think that that's something that constantly needs to be reminded of these little girls that are playing, and it's okay to have bad games. Like, how we learn from it, it does not define if we're a good person or a bad person. If you love the sport and you have something that drives you and you know what your why is, I think that's what's going to be a big game changer moving forward. And don't get so caught up in, oh, these are my stats this weekend, I'm going to send it to these coaches and stuff, like where you have so many years to even grow as a player and person yourself before you're even in that scenario. So really understand why you love it first.
Just because she talked about it, just going back to recruiting, I remember when I was first getting recruited, I had my dream school, and it actually was Arizona, University of Arizona. Hated UCLA. You wouldn't think, but I hated UCLA. And then I remember when I first got recruited, I was like, oh, like, I don't really know. But then, you know, I had someone tell me like, love who loves you, right? So UCLA was showing up all my games, and I was like, you know what? Let me give them the opportunity. University of Arizona never recruited me, so I was heartbroken at first. But then, like, the more I got to know like UCLA, I fell in love, and now I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. So just going back to recruiting, like, don't be so like stuck on one school, but like be open to anything. And like I said, like I think at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, and everything that in my life, you know, I became a national champion. So just being able to do what I love at a school that I love.
I will say, like, staying true to what makes you happy is something that I think helped me a lot, and something that I wish someone would have told me, because I was like a little bit of an easy target to be bullied when I was younger, because I was the softball girl. I was like that girl who didn't go to things because I had to go to softball the next day, or I had to go to softball later, and I was like, no, I'm not going to the slumber party. I gotta wake up early, you know? And there were times where that was a real easy target for kids to be like, you are a joke, and that's a direct quote, but I knew that softball made me happier than anything that was going to be at that slumber party, or that was going to be at anything else, that it was going to be softball and what was on the field and what I could do with my teammates and the way that I could get better and feel accomplished. So there's going to be people who are always going to say like, you're lame, and you remember that like, no, this is actually the reason I got up this morning. This is exactly what I want to be doing. It's who I want to be doing it with. And I think that staying true to yourself and your own joy is something that will carry you really, really far, because at the end of the day, I can look back and I have no regrets on anything that I missed or anything that I didn't go to, because I got to go out on the field with my friends. I got to go compete for world championships and compete for different things and get to know these amazing people and physically look up to them. And and that's because I was staying true to my joy. And so if I could tell 10-year-old Sam, like, to just keep doing it, because you're going to be happier than you ever thought you could be. And thank you, Oakley. I gotta go.
Thank you. We have touched on about how incredible all these women are. They played at the highest levels. Thank you, Sam. You guys are all Americans, professional athletes. Olympians, the list goes on and on. I want to know, when you kind of reflect back on your career, you know, some of you are still playing as well, what is the first memory that sticks out in your mind when it comes to softball? And also, how can we all continue to grow the game? Because that's why we're here today.
The first thing, I think, okay, I'm sure everybody kind of knows. I don't know if everybody knows, but Oklahoma in the fall has a triathlon. And I I cannot swim to save my life. If my life is on the line, I'm drowning. So, Kelsey Arnold, who was our shortstop my first 3 years of college, we couldn't swim either, so we were like, okay, we're gonna go on the far end where nobody is, and we're gonna like cheat. You know how you're not supposed to pull on the little like dividers for the length? So we were like, okay, we're gonna swim or like doggy paddle down, and on our way back to catch our breath, we're gonna backstroke, and on our way back, like, push ourselves, like pull through the thing. And somebody caught, I don't know if it was me or Kelsey, I don't know, or if anybody else did it, but they were like, stop pulling on the string. And I was like, okay. But like, doing things like that with your friends, like not trying to break rules or anything, but like the little moments of when you're literally in the trenches, trauma bonding, like I think of those things the most, more than I think about the championships. Like I don't remember a lot from when I was physically playing. Like I like black out when I'm playing. So people are like, oh, how did you feel when you, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But it's like those moments of like the bus rides, when you're in a hotel, when you're in a different city, like just walking around, figuring out what to do. Those are the times that I remember the most, or simply going to get ice cream. I love ice cream, so anytime in Oklahoma City, we were like, let's go get Brahms. I'm like, yes, let's go get Brahms. Or like, let's go get gelato. I'm like, yes, let's go get gelato. Like doing those little things like that, those are the things that I remember the most, more than any win, any of the losses. It's just kind of like we were saying earlier, the sisterhood, the community, the camaraderie of a team. It's far beyond what we're actually doing on the field. And then to grow the game, I think just continue to please watch women's sports, any and all women's sports, but also continue to go to games. I know sometimes price is a little deterring, but also think about like what you're giving to these athletes. Seeing more and more fans in the stands. Like I said, from when I was here at the World Series to now, the amount of fans that are here is wild. So just being able to show up and provide for these athletes, I think it's more than you could ever know or ever realize. So continue to watch, continue to support, but also continue to advocate for us, along with us advocating for ourselves.
I think I've lived so many different softball lives. One from like travel ball high school was, I think I told Alita about this, like this stands out so big in my head. I was playing in travel ball and there's all these coaches standing and you're like playing, you're like, oh my gosh, like this coach is here, this coach is here. And UCLA was there and I get a hit, I run to first and I trip over the bag and I like literally knock the breath out of me. It took like 5 minutes to get up. I'm like wheezing, like oh my god, they saw that, it's so embarrassing. Whatever. Girl swings at the next pitch, I run first to third, I dive head first, I get the wind knocked out of me and I'm like 5 minutes, like coming, wheezing, and I look up and Lisa's just walking away and I was like, well, there goes UCLA. But I think of that as a moment of, okay, like that happened, I couldn't really do anything else about it, but that was a fun story, a fun little memory to look back on. But just because you might think one thing might be really good doesn't mean that something else won't come along that's just as good or better for you individually. And then in college, I literally think of do hard things. It was really tough, but you have to learn how to be tough. You have to learn how to grow and stick things out and understand that it's gonna be moments where you're uncomfortable. It's gonna be moments that you're not necessarily used to be able to grow and become better as a person, as a player. And then I think of my time with Team Mexico and Sash as a moment of growing and understanding, okay, this is where the game is at. How can we make it better? How can we make other people see? And how can I use my voice as an athlete, as a female, as a woman in softball to inspire others, but also let other people know, like, okay, there's things going on in softball that can be so much better and no one knows about it. So let me talk about that. So.
It was very different because of COVID, but it was qualifying to go to the Olympic Games, I think, which was like the highlight of my career, just everything going our way, the camaraderie that we had, knowing that like when we were not picked to come out of that tournament, we went undefeated, and we really emptied the tank and left everything there in Canada. I also do think that kind of going back to, you know, how do we continue to grow, and kind of the question that we touched on about the high school kids. I think I have to shout out Sammy. I know she just left, but she was an incredible player at LMU, and she really took that program to new heights when she was there. And her love and devotion to her program is unmatched. And she would probably tell you and rave to you about, rave about her program and her time there, but don't be afraid to go and do things. I mean, obviously, everybody growing up wants to play for USA, right? That's the goal, but there's other ways to go about competing and continuing your career. So I just think, I mean, being able to be versatile and to empty, like those little moments, like Shay said, like going to get ice cream after the games, like when we were in Canada, like, you know, we're like, why don't you guys go get like some dessert or some ice cream or dinner together, just being around the people that are uplifting you. And those are the memories that I think I'll take with me.
Yeah, you know, being in Big Ten, we got a lot of bus rides to enjoy.
Gold games.
Yes. So a lot of my things that are honestly kind of traumatizing, to say the least. Like, oh man, there's a bunch. Giving up a home run in the World Series, yes. I think that ball is still going. First batter of the World Series ever, Bubba Nichols, home run. I said, okay, the worst part's over. And so, I mean, even just playing like in the Big Ten, I mean, you know, it's not warm. And we had to put our hands, like our coach at the time, we had to go over in middle practice, and every 5 minutes she set a timer. So then we'd have to go over and put our hands in the ice buckets for 30 seconds to prepare ourselves to play in the cold.
Wait, this is why she was so good.
No.
These are the secrets I needed to know.
Like ice bucket.
Yeah. Don't let me fool you. I still couldn't feel my hands ever. But you know, it's like growing moments with the whole team and everything. It's something that we weirdly bond together because we're like, this sucks, but you know, it's gonna make us tougher, I guess, in a way. And then going to the World Series, I mean, first time hosting Super Regionals at home, that was pretty memorable. And we dogpiled, and I was on the one on the very bottom. And my body was going this way, and everyone went that way, and my ankle popped. And so the next day, we go to the Twins game, and I go to my trainer, and I'm like, listen, I can't even get a shoe on right now because my foot is so swollen. And so, yeah, then I had to pitch in the World Series with that bad boy all taped up, and I couldn't feel it. So it's just moments like that, but it's something to look back and laugh at. The bus rides and stuff, obviously, those aren't talked about enough just because, you know, they get long, but that's the way, you know, you get a team playlist that goes and stuff like that. But to grow the game, I think that people just, like they said, need to keep continuing to go to softball games, things like that. Even investing more in the pro leagues. I know AU is obviously on ESPN a lot. We have a bunch of different teams throughout the country that are constantly playing and new platforms to watch them on too. So just keep investing in that because we're trying to show them that they can still play outside of college. It doesn't just have to end at college, and it can even prepare you for the Olympics. So I think it's something that's truly special.
And we must say that nobody should be scared of playing in the Big Ten. We're very excited to have you, CLA.
Enjoy the cold. Hey, don't worry, it has to be a real feel of 28 before you start the game.
Oh,
And the apps are skewed. Let me tell you, they're skewed.
I went to Parkville and it's below 70.
Yeah. I can't wait. Well, we are here at Oakley, so I have to ask you lovely ladies, the sunglasses you picked out, can we put them on, show them off? Some of us actually picked the same one, so I think we all have great taste. That's what it says. I'm ready to go. Oh my God, she's ready. Sasha's ready. Can you tell me about yours? Why did you pick it?
Hot girl. I like the colors. I just have always been drawn like bright colors. I think that they're different. These little holes on the strings are kind of cool. This girl got me into running long distance. I don't know why. Once you're done playing, you gotta have to find new passions. And she got me into distance running. Never thought I'd say that ever after all the 300s and all that stuff that we did in college. But I have a half marathon in November.
Yeah! You're gonna be wearing these.
So I will be sporting my new
She put those on, and then I looked at her and I put these on, and I said, well, wait, they're the same one.
I know, and then we can be on some other friends. But
Girl.
First of all, that first run that we went on at AU in the summertime, it was 30 miles long, and I think we both thought we were gonna die. I was like, oh
I saw Amber's glasses and I was like, those are really cute, but I just got some that are like that. And then one of the helpers, she was like, we have it in different colors. I was like, oh. And he pulled this one out and I was like, ooh, these are nice. Because I have the running, athleisure, like that kind of sunglasses. I want something to make me feel pretty, so I got this one.
I coach, so all my glasses are similar to theirs. Because I don't want to, I have this running joke with my sister, who's our head coach. We're like, don't let the kids in. Like, they can't see our eyes, they can't get in, they don't know what we're thinking. But I also need more, like, leisure glasses. So I'm like, they can, if I'm wearing these, you can come on in. But if I'm wearing those, back up and go to your car. But no, I like these. These are like real cute. And then I saw the color and I was like, well, I'm not original, so I'm copying it.
So I love all black, as you can see. And so I saw these. I love everything big. So I was like, I'm not for running or anything like that, just because I love them. You can't see my eyes, which is the most important thing. Yeah, not letting anybody. So yeah, I saw these and I was like, you know what? Why not? Maybe on my little hopper walk somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, lastly, really quickly, everybody. We are at the Women's College World Series. Give me your prediction. Is it an upset? Is it a four-peat? What do you got?
I mean, the last team to beat Oklahoma at the World Series was UCLA in 2019. I kind of have to say UCLA, right?
But just because you said that, we're four-peated.
Four-peat, all the way. What do you mean? What do you mean, four-peat?
Well, you're gonna have to give us a wild card.
My sister's at UCLA. I did not go to UCLA, but I'm a UCLA fan, so UCLA.
All right, it's all right, and on you, we're two UCLA. We have two or is it somebody else?
You better choose one.
She's gonna say Texas.
Texas, they're the #1 team. That's just like predictable. I'll say Florida.
Oh, there we go.